Okay.
Okay.
So
So
essentially,
this
what we're
is
doing here is I am trying to recap the events of Full Metal Alchemist: Conqueror of Shamballa after
the best
not watching
movie
it for 2 years.
to
So
me, who's never watched it and has
yes,
never seen
yes.
2003. But I do
So
know some things,
yes,
a little bit.
I have explained some things briefly, but this is going to be a full explanation of the movie's contents. As I remember them, they may not be in order. It's just
They're
as
probably
whenever I
wrong.
remember them. So,
So let's try to start from the beginning.
what I remember, okay, starts from the beginning after the events of the FMA ending, with literally the
Uh,
worst iteration of Hohenheim. Uh,
okay. Well, what happened in the FMA? I know alternate universe in like Nazi
as far
Germany
as I
blimps.
remember, what happened was Edward sacrificed himself. Um, well, not no no. Alphonse sacrificed himself to
Real
become a
Alphonse, not
philosopher. Yes,
Alfredo.
real Alphonse, armor Alphonse, sacrificed himself to become a philosopher's stone or something. After Scar tried to make a giant transmutation
I
circle
thought
that
Scar
wasn't a
was dead.
circle.
I
No,
thought Scar was
not yet.
dead.
Scar was not dead yet. I think he died
Oh,
after
okay.
that. I'm not sure. But
I thought
then
he
they
died
went
in like
on
a
to go
desert.
meet. Then they went on to go meet Dante, or whatever.
Who's
You know,
the
the
who's
main
the
villain
who's the
that is
Hitler
bad.
villain?
Uh, yeah, and then something happens which ends up making Edward go through the portal of truth with the shadow babies. Gets pulled into World War II England. Uh,
Okay.
so then after that
Not
happens,
Germany, not Germany,
no,
not
not
Germany.
Germany, not Germany. I think
Okay. I
World
think
War II
something we
England.
need to
Yes,
explain real quick,
yeah, yeah.
because there's multiple Alphonses,
Hmm.
and the
Well,
alternate
that comes into
universe
play later.
Alphonse,
That comes into play
his,
later.
I guess we can
But
explain it later.
essentially, alternate universe Alphonse ends up
AKA
being
Alfredo.
yes, Alfredo ends up being a younger version of his former self that had never actually went on his adventures with Big Brother Ed. So, anyways, moving on to the whole England bit. He wakes up in his apartment in England, where he meets Scruffy Bad Hohenheim, and he tells him like, "I just went through the gate. Wow. Well, look, air raid. Okay." So then once there's an air raid coming by,
Wait, what?
yeah, there was an air raid at the beginning of the movie, I think, or
Okay.
something, or maybe at the end of the series. I'm not sure which one was which.
Well,
The
that's where the blimps came in. The
uh,
Nazi blimps.
no, Nazi blimps are later. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm mixing up what you're telling me and what I remember, but basically they go through introducing all the characters. You got fake Alphonse, that is English Alphonse or whatever, Alphonse Heydrich, that isn't even spelled properly.
Alfredo.
Alfredo,
Alfredo.
yeah. uh well, that's like Alfredo too, because there's like baby Alphonse Alfredo and regular Alphonse Alfredo.
Okay, so baby Alphonse is Alfredo, and older Alphonse is Alfredo too.
Yes,
And then there's normal
this is gonna be
Alphonse.
the most confusing, convoluted thing.
We nicknamed him Alfredo because he's an alternate Alphonse. And then
Yeah.
there's also the Alphonse guy from the side episodes, who's who's spaghetti. I guess if we're
Who's
going with he's
spaghetti? What?
marinara. He's
Okay.
marinara because they're going with the theme of like pasta.
Okay,
And
sure.
well,
Why not?
it was Alfredo because it's just a similar sounding thing to Alphonse.
I mean,
But
you're
since
almost
it's a
talking more
pasta,
about this than I am
well,
at
since
this
it's a
point.
pasta, then the guy who showed up in the filler episodes as fake Alphonse is marinara.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Whatever. I'm
okay.
probably not even going to
Just
be talking about him,
I don't think we will be. We're just
but
mentioning him.
yeah. So then once they go through, introduce all the characters, including like policeman Hughes.
He's
I
a
think
Nazi
what happens
soldier.
is, eventually they go Alphonse and no, Alfredo 2.0, adult Alfredo, and real Edward, go in like a car to go see a big rocket that Alfredo is interested in. Uh,
Normal Alfredo or 2.0?
2.0. 2.0.
Okay.
So they get in the car, they go driving down the road, and eventually Alfredo causes Edward to crash the car, so they have to
Wow,
get
what
out
an
and start
idiot.
walking. So then
Well, how did he cause him to crash the car?
I don't know. He was just being an idiot in the back seat or side seat or whatever.
Okay.
So they ended up crashing the car into some sort of ditch or something and walked, I think. So they walked to the festival and they met like fake Rose.
Not Rose, but she's
Yeah, because she's
also
also
dark
interested.
skinned.
She's also interested in rockets or something, but she's also a gypsy. So they help her escape from these people who are hunting her at the rocket festival, whatever. While Alphonse Heydrich is working on that big old rocket. So
Alfredo.
they escape, and then something happens.
Where does
This is like a complete like gap in the movie here. I think after this point, they introduce the Jewish filmmaker Hitler. No, it was something to do with either like real life actual Hitler, or the
real
Jewish
life Hitler
filmmaker.
is in the
Yes,
movie.
he
There is
is in the
actual
movie.
Hitler in the
There is
movie.
actual Hitler. There is actual Hitler.
It's like
But
Persona 2.
I think it's like I think what happens is something along the lines of the ghost castle, broken window guy or something like that.
What?
Uh,
What? Broken
I'm trying to piece this together in my head, and I'm just spouting off words that come to mind. This
Well, let's
what I'm
skip the
saying
gap
is
for now. Let's skip the gap for now and go to what you know.
what I know happens. This again, I'm just going to say again that this is probably not going to be in order, because
Yeah.
I seem to remember
It's like Hotline 2.
he meets up with who he thinks is the Führer. The Führer.
Not
Pride.
not Jewish actual filmmaker Führer, like the actual Führer. Of
Edward thinks that he is real Führer, but he's actually just Jewish Führer.
He's not a Führer. He's a real
Jewish
he is
filmmaker.
a equivalent to
sorry.
a real life guy.
I'm
A
sorry.
real life filmmaker.
I apologize for mixing the two up. The
He
real
has the
life filmmaker.
same.
He meets up with Edward. They drive in a car for a while. They talk about his monocle, and then what happens is they go to some sort of talk about how he wants to make movies, and then they go to some sort of like castle area and see a big old dragon because they heard about a rumor of a dragon sighting somewhere. But the dragon happens to be like Envy also, and they get in a fight or something.
Oh, I thought it was a snake.
Oh, it was a snake dragon, something like that. I don't know.
He's
One
like
of the other.
he's like the Dragon Ball Z guy.
Yeah. He's like that one. So I don't remember what happens after that, so I'm just gonna move on to the next thing I know. What essentially happens in this bit is all the homunculi try to make a portal with Envy. I think like someone has to die. I think Gluttony and Envy or something die.
Well, doesn't
to make this
Alfredo
portal.
and OC don't
Oh no,
doesn't
this is a different
Alfredo
portal.
and
This is a different portal. This actually, now that I think of it,
why are there like 30 portals?
this is the one that this happens before the whole castle bit, because Envy shows up through the portal. That's how he becomes a snake in the real world. Because for some reason, when
Okay.
homunculi travel through the portal of truth, they become mythical beasts or something. So Gluttony, I think, dies to make this portal, and Lust is just like watching.
I know at the least Alfredo and OC character Wrath kill Gluttony, or they at least do something to him. Because there was a
Alfredo.
I saw a YouTube video. No, real Alphonse.
Yeah, okay. Alphonse
Real
was there
Alphonse
too.
with
yes.
with the jacket,
Real
with
Alphonse with the jacket
flamel
was there.
on it, who has Edward's jacket. Why
Mhm.
does real Alphonse have the jacket with the flamel on it?
Because that's the only thing that was left behind when he went to England.
Oh, okay.
His brother went
So,
off to
wait.
war, and he didn't. He
Wait.
only left his jacket.
So wait, so in wait, okay, so in FMA 2003, Well, does the Flamel jacket Alphonse happen before or during the movie?
It is during the movie, I think. I
Okay,
think it is
so
during the
so
movie.
so
Or
Edward is Alphonse aware of the fact that Edward went to Germany or
uh
to England, or did he just do it?
okay. They explain more during the movie, but he does become like baby Alphonse and is revealed to be baby Alphonse in the credits sequence of
Alfredo,
the
Alfredo,
of
Alfredo.
yes Alfredo of the original Full Metal Alchemist. He was
Wait,
revealed to be a
okay,
baby in the credit sequence.
so Edward goes to England and he leaves behind his Flamel coat,
Yes,
like jacket thing,
yes.
for Alphonse as like a memoir.
No, he just like takes it off and
He
drops it
just
there.
takes it off, and Alphonse is like, "Yeah, I'll take this."
Yeah, he's like,
And
oh,
so he
cool jacket.
weird.
I'll pick it up.
Okay, so he takes that, and then with that he goes with the edgy original character who's the son of Izumi Curtis homunculi. And Izumi Curtis, when does Izumi Curtis die off screen?
I don't remember. That's something I just could not tell you. But
But
yeah.
Izumi Curtis
So
dies off
I
screen,
th-
and OC Wrath
we should probably just
and
get back to this portal bit so I can explain
no
this because we've
no
gone on a
no
tangent here.
OC OC Wrath with Edward Elric's arm because he was a shadow
Yes,
baby, and they
yes,
steal arms,
yes. He was previously a
and
shadow baby.
him and him and Alphonse go and do something to Gluttony, and Gluttony turns into a portal allegedly,
They
and
use it
Envy goes through the portal and
as
turns into a
fuel,
Dragon Ball
I
Z
think.
character.
Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as I know. That's it was I didn't even pay attention to the scene when I was watching it, so I feel like I got something wrong
When
there. But that is what I
when
remember.
let's get back on track to the portal stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted to clarify that.
That you pretty much summed it all up. Gluttony becomes a portal for some reason, which
We've
pushes
had like four
Envy through.
conversations about
Yes,
this.
we did. Which pushes Envy through the gate, also, and he becomes a snake for no reason,
He becomes a Dragon Ball Z
a
snake.
Dragon Ball Z snake.
And then
So,
he eats Hohenheim after. Doesn't
and
Hohenheim say something?
I think
Well,
that's
was that
also when
later?
Edward comes through. No, not Edward. Alphonse, like Alfredo 1.0 comes through the gate too.
Okay, so wait, so they go through a portal. Where does the portal take them?
I think the portal just ends up taking them somewhere in England. I don't know. This is like really weird. It it's kind of hard to remember everything up until the last parts of the movie because that's where things started getting absolutely absurd.
Well,
Like
let's try our best to just like fast forward to there while explaining something because I
so
still have no idea what's going on.
essentially what I remember is the fact that Envy ends up getting caught by Nazis. After
Wait,
the after
what? He
okay,
gets cut?
caught by
Oh,
Nazis.
caught. I thought you said cut.
Snake Dragon Envy, Dragon Ball Z Shenron Envy, gets caught by the Nazis after the whole Nazi deal.
Like captured?
Yes, captured. So I should explain this
Was
first.
Maze Hughes involved in his capture? Where is Maze Hughes during this?
Maze Hughes decided before this that he would try and help Hitler up do this sort of uprising, whatever protest,
Wait, so
which
Maze Hughes is
failed.
part of the Nazi army.
He wants to be, as I think.
He is a Nazi.
I think he wants to be a Nazi. I don't know if he is or not.
Well, he is a soldier.
He is a
So
soldier. He's no, not a soldier. He's like a policeman.
okay.
But
Well, let's so wait. So the Nazis capture Sheogorath. They capture Envy.
Sheogorath, Sheogorath, the Daedric Prince of Madness. No, that is not.
No,
That is
no,
not what he is.
The Marvel 3 tentacle, the Marvel character. He's a tentacle monster, but he's green.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna stick with Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z Shenron. What a voice crack during this important recording.
Okay.
So,
Important.
yeah. So he gets captured by the Nazis, and they end up putting him in this like ring portal. And also, at that time, Edward goes and looks for them, for some reason, because they're like trying to capture trying to do something with Alfredo 2.0 and his rockets. I think they want him to make a Nazi rocket.
Like a nuke or just a rocket?
No, just a rocket. Just a rocket.
Like, what are they going to do
they-
with this rocket? Are
think
they going to
that
go to space?
They're gonna go through the portal to air quotes Shamballa, and
Is
which is a
the
master's.
portal like in the air? Is that why they need a rocket?
No. It's like
Why
on
would
the
they
floor
need a rocket
or
to
on the
go through
ceiling.
the portal?
I think it's on the ceiling or something.
The
Maybe?
ceiling of the world?
No, it's like in a building. It's either on the ceiling or on the floor.
Is it in
I
the
don't
building that Envy eats Hohenheim in?
Yes. Envy eats Hohenheim to open the portal.
Well,
what
that's
he
like
does.
late. That's
That's like
later.
later. That's later. So by this point, Edward, I think, is there. And Envy is there, all coiled up in the building. And then, I guess Hohenheim follows him somewhere or something? And it's just
Well,
like...
Hohenheim is useless. Hohenheim has been useless this entire time.
Okay.
And and wait, so Hohenheim comes in and he like does something and then Envy gets him and then I remember Hohenheim says something retarded before he dies.
I don't know what he says, but I'm sure it was bad.
But because 2003 Hohenheim is literally the worst character ever. Don't leave a comment. It's true.
Just disable comments for the video, but don't.
And well, I'm
So-
not the one recording.
Oh yeah.
So Envy, he says something retarded allegedly, and then Envy eats him, and then there's a close up of like Alfredo or Edward's eye, like anime thing where their eye like pupil shrinks because they're upset.
Okay. I don't know.
Probably.
Probably. I'd imagine.
I'm taking deception here.
Yeah. That seems like a well placed assumption, because that seems like something that would happen in this movie. But all I remember is that by this, like, after this point, once everything gets set up and everyone's all screaming and upset, the Nazis are forcing Alfredo 2.0, adult Alfredo, to do something. And I don't know. He wanted.
So they have
wanted
him like held at gunpoint.
He's being like held at gunpoint to do like rocket stuff.
Wait, when does Roy Mustang commit mass homicide with Hawkeye?
Oh, that's much later. Don't worry about that. That's
Okay.
so. Wait. Okay. This is Roy Mustang committing mass homicide was like end of the series in 2003, I think.
Oh.
Because it had something to do with Frank Archer, which is his own character, like completely horrible. It's just the worst. But yeah, so Alfredo.
Frank Archer is the robot Spider-Man, right?
Yes, he is.
Wait, we need to discuss
this is the most rambling thing we've ever done on recording. This is just gonna be horrible to listen to.
I need to know.
Yes.
So Roy Mustang has like a raid on the military base in Amestris.
On Central.
In Central.
Yes.
With Hawkeye.
Uh-huh.
And somehow Robot Spider-Man Frank West.
Frank
whatever
Archer.
His name. Frank
Archer.
Archer is somehow related to this. But he just goes in and kills everybody.
For some reason, Frank Archer kind of feels like... I seem to remember he's like the Kimberly equivalent of 2003. Because he's just kind of like the antagonist for the most bit. Yes. And
he's
then,
threatening, but then he gets like tucked.
For some reason, I don't remember what, I could not tell you, his like half of his body gets like destroyed So he needs to replace it with automail. So he ends up becoming like a robot man that walks on all fours
So
sometimes.
he's a Spider-Man.
Yeah, sure, robot Spider-Man. If you're going with that, I'm not gonna argue.
Well, you're the one who said it in the first place. I thought you were just
Well,
making like
I
a
was
reference
just
to grab the Auto 5.
no, no, not the Germa video. That's not even related. It's not. But yeah, so essentially what happens is Mustang goes and assaults Central for some reason. Frank West, Frank Archer, I've covered wars, ends up coming through the corridors and starts like trying to kill him, but fails. So he burns him or something, and then they leave after Hawkeye is just the escape driver.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
like it.
So now that's cleared up. We can
Now
get
that's
back to
cleared
the
up. You
actual
can get
movie.
back to the movie. You got in. Where were we before? We were at Alfredo 2.0, starting up the rocket, and then he shoots somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so vague. He shoots somebody.
Does he get a gun?
Yes, he shoots somebody. I don't know who. And then he gets
How did
shot
he
as
get
the
a
rocket
gun?
starts up, and they open open the portal. I'm not going to explain to you how he got the gun because I don't know myself.
And he got shot.
He got shot, and then he opened after the portal is open. He got a rocket.
But he's not dead. He's not dead. He just got shot in the shoulder.
I think he's dead.
Or
I think he died. I think
he died from a gunshot.
I think he died
Was
from a
it
gunshot.
Didn't Maze Hughes kill him?
I don't know. It's very fuzzy on stuff like that.
Okay,
Maze
let's
Hughes
take the assumption.
Could be. Let's just take the assumption that Maze Hughes killed him.
Maze Hughes shot Alfredo 2.0. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Now, they're going through the portals with the rocket ship with Alphonse 1.0. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the whole Alphonse 1.0 and Alphonse 2.0 meetup, but that's not really that interesting. Yeah. They just don't like each other. It's like
why does
Alfredo
well, isn't
2.0
isn't Alphonse 1.0 like an infant?
Yes, he is. Well, not like.
How can it not like his older self?
But no. It's Alfredo 2.0 just feels betrayed that he is he's cares more about Alphonse 1 than Alphonse 2.
Okay.
So anyway, Alphonse 1 at this point I think should be
doesn't Alphonse
be in this
1
world. I think I forgot.
Where's Fake Rose?
I have no idea.
What is?
No idea what her
doesn't
place
Fake
is
Rose have a crush on Edward?
Maybe. I don't know. Okay.
Because
I feel like I'm doing this completely wrong.
Hayden.
Yes.
Do you remember the FMA post Conqueror of Shamballa chibi skit? Do you remember the chibi skit?
Chibi skit? What?
There's a little chibi skit, a little skit of chibi FMA characters that's supposed to take place after, it's like an after party for Conqueror of Shamballa that they made.
I never watched that.
It's actually pretty cute. But I remember in one part, I only know of it because Vic Mignogna referenced it in a panel. But in one part, Winry gets mad at Edward because it's alleged romantic connection between him and Rose. So I think Rose likes him, or he likes Rose.
That seems
not
plausible.
Rose, not Rose.
Not Rose.
He likes the fake Rose, Gypsy.
I understand.
Or she might other people might not.
Well, anyway.
Just clarifying.
I just want to say this. I feel like I've gotten something very wrong at this point because...
It doesn't matter. Let's just go to the ending. Let's just go to
I remember, you know how I talked earlier about the whole armor thing where they're dropping armor on people and things are going wrong.
and baby
No, no,
Alfredo
no,
in
no.
a
I didn't get this wrong. It's fine. So baby Alfredo 1.0. He is on the rocket with Edward when they go
I
through.
thought he was with Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy Rose, I don't know what her part is, but I think he has to be on the rocket from what I remember. He has to come back through this portal because once they land and once they get there, they have Edward and Alphonse and Armstrong through the portal in Lior, where all the armor is like spawning out of nowhere, falling from the sky, and
Mad
it's
like
all like
are they transmuting it?
no, it's just a bunch of like people in suits of
And it's
armor.
Alphonse armor. It's Alphonse
It's
armor,
Alphonse
right?
armor and also like Onion Bro armor from Dark Souls 1.
Like Siegmeyer,
Yes.
like fat onion Siegmeyer.
Yes.
And baby Alfredo is in one of these Alphonse suits of armor.
Maybe?
And he
I don't know what
falls
the delivery
out.
system was.
You said he
for
was
this
in a
whole
suit
thing.
of armor and
That
fell
comes
out of
in
his
later. That comes in later also. I think he makes his way back in the suit of armor. But okay. So they just have this whole fight sequence with like Armstrong and Edward and Alphonse fighting these suits of armor, and then they realize for some reason that they can do something with them
Wait,
because
so the suits of armor aren't on their side?
no. For the first part they aren't, but then Alphonse realizes that because he like his soul was like split in several different parts because he like attached it to a suit of armor at one point in his life. He can like control them via alchemy, which makes no sense. So he can be like
He has like Dark Souls.
he can
Not
be
Dark Souls. He
remote
has like
control Siegmeyer.
He has like Skyrim conjuration abilities.
He can be remote control Siegmeyer if he wants to be.
He can. Yeah, okay. He's like.
So,
Do you remember that Xbox 360 game where where it's like you get to control people and you're like retarded?
no, I can't say that I do.
Angry Joe made a video about it.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about, but let's keep going. So, at this point, once the whole armor debacle is like going on, the main Hitler woman, which I forgot to mention during the earlier portal bit,
Dante.
like
Dante
head,
from Devil May Cry.
yes, Dante from Devil May Cry, that is posing as a Hitler woman. Well, that's like her other world version. Is a woman that is the head of the whole like Nazi organization, Nazi supporters or whatever.
Oh, okay. So
She is
so
the one
Dante
who's sending
from
all these armors through the portal.
Dante from Devil May Cry in the alternate Germany Hitler universe
Yes.
is Hitler's right hand woman.
Sure, but she is the one that sent all these armors through. It was just like she was trying to send an army through to Shamballa and conquer it. So hence the name of the movie. But everyone dies because of the pressure or something going through the gate.
What is Shambhala?
They think that Amestris is like a heavenly super place. Or something.
Is it like Sovngarde?
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
think Shambhala is like heaven.
They think that Amestris is heaven. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna go conquer it with like armor people. But as
A
you can
Siegmeyer.
tell, all these Siegmeyers and Alphonses are dying once they go through the gate because they're getting crushed by like too much pressure. There's too much like they're in a vacuum or something. It's like space in there. But after this point, she goes through in like an airship that is like all perfectly fine by the time she gets through the gate for no real good reason. Because I guess it was like airtight or something. Who knows? But she's like going through the gate. She's like using alchemy. She's like, oh, this is crazy. I got a philosopher's stone. I have so much power here. And then she starts getting like afraid of everybody because everyone else can use alchemy too. So she starts becoming like corrupted and black and has like vines on her.
Like Kingdom Hearts vine, like Heartless. Kingdom Heart. She
I
becomes a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know what those look like, but sure, why not? She just has
The
like
shadow.
vines on her face. But it just kind of ends up like they fight her. She sucks, so she dies. Then
She just dies.
oh yeah, she just dies.
Off
Edward kills her.
screen?
No, not off screen. She's like on screen. It's
Okay.
fine. But
Okay.
her airship like blows up or something or crashes, whatever. So then once the fighting's all over and everything's good, everything's settled, uh, they go back through the portal in the rocket. Maybe I'm not sure what their delivery system for this was, but Alphonse decides to come through
Don't you
the
mean
portal.
Alphonse?
Alfredo,
Alphonse?
Alfredo, baby Alfredo,
2.0
Alfredo 1.0.
or okay 1.0?
1.0, not the not dead one, you know. Jumps in a suit of armor, one of his suits of armor, and comes through the portal with Edward, and just lives with him, and like
Wait, so there's like a baby Alfredo, like infant with no mental capacity, jumps
no,
in
he's
a
not like an infant. He's just like as young as he was when he got not like
like
as young as he was
5 years
when he was
old.
transmuted. I
Like
don't.
5 years old.
How does the age work there? It's like he should have been 5 years old if he went back to his original form. He's like halfway between like armorless and armored. But
So he's like 6. So a 6-year-old Alfredo.
he's like 10 years old.
Ju-
He's like 10.
Okay, 10-year-old like kid Alfredo jumps in a suit of armor and falls out of the sky so he can live with Edward.
Yes, yes. So they live together,
Okay.
and then the like credits roll, and everyone's super sad that they're gone and dead. And like
Wait, what
gone,
happened to I thought
dead.
I thought Rose went into a rocket ship with Alfredo.
Maybe, probably not. It was
What
no.
happens to Maze
Rose.
Hughes? When does
Okay, Mace
what
Hughes just like has nothing.
what
There's
happened to
nothing.
Jewish writer? Didn't he die because of
Jewish writer,
Frank
I
West?
think, died as a result of the Nazis. I think.
He gets shot by Maze. Did he? Everyone, every death that you cannot completely tell who it is, I am going to assume was shot by Maze Hughes.
Mace Hughes is just an international assassin.
Well, a
Gosh.
Germany assassin.
German assassin. Well, international meaning like English and German. That's
Wait,
international.
what happened? And during the process of all of this, OC Wrath
O.C.
dies,
Wrath.
and there's a scene where him and off-screen dead Azumi Curtis meet in like the troops.
No,
The
no,
best.
no. O.C. Wrath does not die. I think he goes off to live with someone, one of the main cast.
Oh, okay.
So he's fine. But
But
Azumi
his
is
mom
dead.
is off-screen dead. What about her husband? I forget his name.
Sig. I
Sig.
I could not tell you.
Was he
Sig is
even in?
he wasn't
was in
even
2003.
in the movie. He
He
wasn't
was
even
in
in the movie.
2003 because there's that funny scene where him and
He might have been
Armstrong
included. He might have been included in the whole armor like fighting bit, but otherwise, I don't think he was in this movie. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he was in the movie.
What happened to what happened to when did Scar die?
Scar died before the events of FMA, Conqueror of Shamballa. He died after he made the Grand Arcanum because he was being a generic evil dude.
Yeah, okay. So that's it then. Wait,
That's it.
and Lust dies.
No, Lust is fine. She just lives.
I thought she no. I'm like 90% sure she died.
If Lust dies, then it was in a very unmemorable way because I think she was just fine. And she could have died
Wasn't
as fuel for the
wasn't
portal,
she-
but that's also iffy.
Wasn't she dating Scar's brother?
No, Scar's brother tried to bring Lust back, and that's what made her in the first place. Because she started
No,
off.
but
As,
I mean like when she was a human, wasn't she dating his brother?
yes, And then
His brother
she
who
went
was
in the
never
gate and
named.
became a shadow baby for a few
This is
years,
this
and
is a
then became
problem I have with
ridiculous.
FMA Brotherhood too. They
Yeah,
just don't give Scar's brother a name, even though he's like an incredibly important character.
yeah, yeah,
He's just Scar's brother.
yeah.
So that's it
He'll
then.
never live up to Scar's brother. Well, that's because Ishvalan's names are very important to them, and they never say them out loud. But Scar
Yeah.
has an identifiable thing about his face that you can call him
Well,
by.
Scar's name is Scar has a name.
I mean,
I
you
don't
could just
remember
call
what it is.
Scar's brother Tattoo because of his one tattoo, two tattoos.
You could
But
call him what? You could call him Haircut because he has a bad haircut.
sure, why not? I don't care what you call him. But this basically just concludes the FMA Conqueror of Shamballa review.
That was like 50 minutes.
Yeah, this should be just like a podcast.
Yeah. So that's that.
That is that. That was.
Assuming I'm like 90% sure something went wrong with the recording. I'm like guaranteeing it.
I
But
really
if
hope
not,
not.
but if
But
not, that was a well. If it was, then that was just a fun time. But if not, then thank you for watching. If
it's
you
been
did,
very
and
informative for all of you who have never seen the movie before, I'm
and
sure.
please tell us how wrong he was during the whole
Oh,
thing.
like 50% at least. At least.
Tell us. Actually, no. Tell us what things he got right. Tell us what things he got right.
Sure.
Because
All
I
right.
want to know what ridiculous garbage he got right. But
It was
otherwise,
entirely
thank
ridiculous garbage. This was
well,
ridiculous.
thank you for watching. Uh, and I hope Maze Hughes doesn't shoot you and you die off camera.
What an outro.
Uh,
All
good,
right.
good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.